What's happening? You want to build the juiciest Discmania glow bag? Thought you did. Let's start with the Pound Octothorpe bag. Ooh, tons of pockets, lots of room. Taped zippers? Yum. Super comfortable. Doesn't feel like it's as heavy as it is on the back. We love it. My scepter and beacon of ultraviolet illuminescence. Gotta go with the UV Beast. A lot of you don't know what the hell this thing is. It's because it's a geology company that makes it. And they deal with rocks and earth and things. So, it pounds. Okay, this one has a filter on it. A little easier on the eyes. A little less horsepower on the disc. But, I mean, honestly, you go pop, and this thing lights a disc right up. Like the sounds of a lot. It's sweet, not cheap, but worth every penny. I put a little UV glow grip on this thing, so I get a buddy to light it up, and then I never lose the thing. What else we got? Let's start the show. Let's start glowy slowy boys. We're gonna need some putters. So right off the top, what are we putting with? I say we go with some D-line P2s. Imperial Eagle 1, Imperial Eagle 2, Imperial Eagle 3 does not glow. Got a stinky one, does not matter. We're putting with these guys. I don't even like a P2. But this is not about that. This is just a sick-ass collector bag. So enjoy the ride. Buckle up. Throwing putter. Boom. Sky God 3. You need a throwing putter? This is a nice hefty one. Real good plastic. Color glow. We all love this. This is everybody's favorite Sky God. Yum. Let's throw it in there. Not an oldie, but a goodie. And it's not even fancy. I just had to throw it in there because I think they're friggin' amazing. We got to go with the Ironstone, the P3X. A little baby bead down there, nice and flat, pretty overstable, great forehand, great backhand. We're throwing it in the bag. All right, time to hit some mids. We need some brisket boys. You need those 5304 dumplings. So we're going to go with the MD5, obviously. It's the Gator, but Discmania style. The European Open ones, to my knowledge, these Color Glow ones were the first ones that dropped. They got a tiny little morsel of dome. These Calclon ones, maybe some of the most sought after ones, flatty boys. Okay? This is a heft machine. You got a little baby bead. You got this crazy shoulder. These are chunky. Honestly, I think the European Open ones are sweet. I don't know what it is. We love the Calclon one too, but let's throw the European Open one in there. Oh, by the way, I got a little tip for you pound baggers. My beef is the bottom of the bag sags. This is what we do. We got a cutting board, and we cut it to size, and it all holds in there nicely now. I also put a little bit of a poodle noodle in the front of the bag, so it keeps the discs pushed towards the back of the bag. That way, when it rains, you get a little overhanging. Thank me later. So we're throwing the MD5 in there. Okay, now we come to my favorite mold, the MD4. Crescent Falcons, baby. This is yummy slot, okay? So we got a 1 and we got a 2. Here's the deal. The 1s came out way more straight. The 2s, just right. Super yum. It's kind of Cybertrucky. It's got the 45. It's got a little baby micro bead on the bottom. She's nice and flat. They're beefy. Well, the 1 isn't as beefy. So we're going to bag them both. Popular slot here. You got to make some choices. It's the MD3. It's that nice touch of stability mid. So we're going to start right off the bat with my favorite one. Boom. Eagle Man 3-Claw MD3. People don't know this. Comes in 2 different models. There is the 5502. There's also a 5503, and they got a bit more dome, and they're a little bit more beefy. This is the run I like. Dead straight. Just laser beams through the trees here, okay? And then just a little touch of fade. This is the one that's going in the bag. I'm going to show you a couple others. That's a beauty. Crowned Eagle. Yummy run. Very similar. A little more soft. This one's just like a little more rounded everywhere, like the edges. Real tender. I know that MD3s don't feel like Makos, but this has a little bit of a Mako in it for some reason. I don't know why. Great run MD3. You got your Iron Samurais, and these are the ones that everyone knows. You got your Iron Samurai 1. Real nice. Just a general stability. They fade a little bit. Real good. Real nice in the hand. They glow pretty well. MD2, the Iron Samurai 2 came out. Easily the yummiest freaking stamp. Tons of metal flake in this one. Lots of sparkles. Straightest run MD3 I've ever thrown in my entire life. Right out of the chute, these things go dead straight. Don't fade much. They kind of just fall. Also, they're a touch deeper than a lot of them. So these aren't for everyone, but goddamn, it looks good. Then they came out with the Iron Samurai 3. And this is now Italian blend plastic. So this is when the factory switched and Discmania started making their own discs. These are faster and they are more overstable. This is a 1 of 500 Huck Lab edition specialty MD3. Yum. Another popular slot. We hit the fairways. It's FD country. Okay, so we can multi-mold here. We got the Night Strike 1. Yum. Okay. Takes your breath away how good this is. It flies nice and straight. Just the most supple color glow ever. Just a great disc. Just laser beams. You'd swear it's a 10 speed. They fly forever. Nice and straight. Yummy fairway. We're going to pop that in there for your straight fairway. Okay. Then the Percolator came out with his Night Strike 2. These were beefier. This one's signed by the guy. Yum. You can bag both of these because these are more overstable than the ones. The threes, I don't know. Something happened. They all grip lock for me. So I only bag the ones and the twos. But they complement each other perfectly. Especially if you wear the one in a little bit. Get a little bit of turn on that little darling. But now we're going to jump into one of my favorite molds. Very slept on mold. One of the best molds that I just don't see around anymore. And that is the FD2, the Royal Rage 1. You guys know the Royal Rage 2? It's an Instinct. I think it's like a Vapor Instinct. Totally different disc. This is flat. Super symmetrical. Really comfortable in the hand. The Instinct is super domey. It's got nice glide. It has that perfect amount of torque resistance that when you give it a good pump, it will stand up, go straight for a while, but fade again. These are similar, but I just think that you throw these hard and they just go like laser beam straight to get through whatever kind of gap you want. And then they just have that stability. You don't even really have to work them in. They're just always good because this color glow is just yum. But these are so good, these discs. They're really hard to find. Royal Rage 1, yummy. Okay, just look at that profile. Super flatty boy slim. Really good forehand, really good backhand. You can overhand these because they are so flat and the dome doesn't push the thing all over the place. Really great disc. They changed to the FD1 now. It's a different disc. The rim below the parting line has concave in the FD1, whereas the FD2, nice and flat on that undercarriage. Another popular slot here, we go to the FD3. This is the little beefy 910 speeder here. Boom. We got the Discmania Color Glow FD3. Yummy. Touch of dome there. Real good. Glow's decent. Everyone loves this run of Glow FD3. This one's signed by Eagle. The 9403 piece, you know, that forehand, you know, just that bomber forehand. Heiser Daddy. These are flatter. I feel like these are more controllable. I also feel like they're a touch more stable, which is interesting because these have more dome and they glide a little better. But this one, when you give it a little pop, I don't know. I feel like it will push a little further straight. I like the feel of these ones forehand, and I like throwing this one backhand. We're bagging them both. All right, we got to the PD slot here. I got a special one. Whew. This is a Totem Eagle P2 stamp. That's a putter. This ain't no putter. That is a Raiden's hat. Dagger boots. Okay? Dome. We're talking beastie place here. Yummy disc. This is a PD. It's got a big old concave rim. This feels like no other PD I've ever felt. It's an April Jewel. So we're going to bag it. It's a pen run, 171. And this thing is beefy. This thing is super beefy. And if I need a hyzer, this will give it to me. So it's going in the bag. A couple more PDs. Now you got to take your pick. This one's really domey, so it's interesting. You cannot forehand that disc. You can't even hold that disc forehand. But a couple of PDs that you can hold forehand are these Yumtown Dark Mall 1 and 2s. Avery Jenkins pieces, okay? A little different here. The 1, I'd say touch more overstable, a little bit more dome, great backhand flyer. But the 2, oh boy, that's a flatty boy. You don't see a lot of PDs like this. They're so flat, and I feel like it's the most controllable PD ever. This one's signed by Avery Jenkins himself. So if you need control, if you need to hit a line, you don't care about distance, you don't care about where he goes, as long as you go in through one little tight little spot there, Dark Mall 2. However, the Dark Mall 1 and Manny Trujillo make the dopest stamps ever. And I understand that if you got to bag 2 of these, you got to bag 2 of them. It glows well. It's a little different than the flat one, so we're going to do it. All right, now we got to throw a PD3 in there because sometimes you just need the ultimate heft and tons of beef. So we got the PD3, the European Open stamp, the 11305 Chunky. This one's signed by the Mosquito, Thomas Hyutiainen. This one's really domey. I love when these come out flat. I got a couple flat ones. Reason being, boom, they turn into great overhand discs. Anything overstable like this that's real flat, that doesn't have any dome, great overhand disc. This one, good backhand, good forehand. To be honest with you, I'm going to bag the other one because this is too domey. And that's not what I want out of this. This is just a chop, spike, disc. And this one is not going to make it. Tough slot here, DD3. That's the driver we all want. That's the one we all like. The Cloud Breakers, yada, yada, yada. A lot of them glow. Mystery Box came out a couple years ago. They had some glow ones. These ones. Boom. Now, this was from the factory was changing. It went from Innova, and then it went Italian blend, which was in Sweden, and then yada, yada, yada. Now it's temporary Finland. This is kind of in that transition period. It feels waxy. It feels really hard. It doesn't glow very good. When you hit stuff, it doesn't compress. It just chips. So right out of the hole, this is the straightest DD3 run I've ever thrown. But they come out perfect. They're good for like 2 or 3 months until they turn into rollers, and you're going to have to replace them. And they're not the easiest to come by, but we're going to stick it in the bag because I don't have any other Color Glow DD3s from yesteryear. Hope you enjoyed. Take it easy.